After the historic motion to impeach President Park Geun-hye was passed last Friday, some assumed the mass rallies seen in Seoul and other major cities would stop. But that wasn't the case. A day after the motion was approved, around 800,000 people poured into the streets of central Seoul to demand Park resign immediately. Our Kwon Jang-ho went out to check it out and filed this report.
It's the day after Korean lawmakers passed the landmark motion to impeach President Park. But the Korean public have still gathered here in Gwanghwamun Plaza to protest. They're saying they're going to keep coming back every week until President Park has left office.
The mood was jubilant, but at the same time sombre, as the protesters lamented the events that led to the current situation.
The impeachment motion may have passed, but that's not important. She needs to step down and face the charges against her.
We can't just be happy because this has been a historic tragedy for our nation.
Park Geun-hye's presidential duties have currently been suspended, but her fate in office now rests with the Constitutional Court. The justices have up to 180 days to review the case, and at least 6 of the 9 justices need to rule in favor of the motion for President Park to be impeached. There is precedent from 2004 when the court took just 63 days to rule on the impeachment motion against President Roh Moo-hyun, the only other time such a motion has come up in Korea. Protesters are calling for Park's immediate resignation, but with the impeachment process underway, they may have to be patient.
The Korean public may want President Park to step down immediately and the impeachment motion may have passed, but she has a constitutional right to defend herself. So right now there's no choice but to wait for the constitutional procedure to take its course.
The Korean public also took to the streets for candlelight protests in 2004 when Roh Moo-hyun's impeachment motion was introduced. But the key difference is that they were fighting against his impeachment, not for it. They felt politicians had acted against the public's will and did not represent the people. This year's impeachment vote has been seen as the opposite, with lawmakers being made to take action due to the public outcry.
Politicians might not have feared us before, but the people have shown their strength, and I hope they now govern with some concern for what we think.
Many protesters stressed the impeachment vote was not the end, but just the beginning of a new start for Korean politics.
I believe it's through these difficulties that Korea is taking steps toward becoming a truly developed nation. That's why I think it's something to be proud of. If we continue on this path, I truly believe that the future is bright for Korea.
Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.